Hello guys, this is Bethesda here with a new video. I have been missing for a while, but now I am back. As you can see, I'm going to play Hearthstone. Not really play, but today have been announced a few new nerfs. And I think they are going to really shape up the meta. First, I'm going to tell you what these nerfs are, and then I'm going to predict how the meta will change. First, I am going to read a statement made by Blizzard on their Play.Hearthstone site. Here we go. We think Hearthstone is most fun when strategies are constantly evolving. When new cards are released, we'd like for all the expansion decks to get a few interesting new pieces, while also allowing you to experiment with totally new archetypes that emerge. When basic and classic cards become so broadly effective, no matter what you're facing, that they drive what deck styles are considered viable every expansion, then it makes the goal difficult to achieve. Basic and classic are sets that ideally should embody the flavor and mechanics of each class. As we've mentioned before, cards in these sets can become an issue when they make all other strategies look less interesting. This doesn't mean that all basic and classic cards should be ineffective, however. It's hugely important to us that these sets contain a good number of cards that are great tools for different situations and deck archetypes. Except that you've nerfed most of the good Druid cards, so Druid is basically dead. We are changing these particular cards because each one has been highly prevalent regardless of what strategies have been popular or what other cards have existed around them. When basic and classic cards become this ambiguous, they take away some of the flexibility players have when building decks, ultimately shifting the diversity of decks we see when playing Hearthstone. The following changes are intended to shift these cards from general purpose auto-includes into options that are more likely to be chosen for decks that are focused on strategies to capitalize on what these cards have to offer. Now with the last point, I disagree, mainly because the first two nerfs. And the first nerf is actually a rogue common from the classic set, which has been highly prevalent mainly in a deck called Odd Rogue. And it's this card, it's called Blood, and it's getting nerfed, and it will cost 2. So it's no longer usable for, Odd Rogue. And it's also not usable in Tempo Mage because Tempo Mage runs Keleseth. So basically, this card has to wait for Keleseth to rotate out and maybe it will be usable. That's a huge nerf for Odd Rogue because they lose their burst. And they also lose their removal. Basically, you can cast this on a minion and then you can kill some big minion with a small one. The second change hurts me a lot because I actually use this in my wild deck. Wild Even Shaman. And of course that card is none other than Flame Tongue Totem, which is going to get a 1 mana cost increase, which means it's never going to be seen in Even Shaman. Now, as I've stated before, the following changes are intended to shift these cards from general purpose auto-cleans into options that are more likely to be chosen for decks that are focused on strategies that can capitalize on what these cards have to offer. So basically, you have murdered every single use for Cold Blood and made Flames and Totem unusable because Even Shaman is almost the only archetype. And you've also nerfed Aggro Overload Shaman, but that's not that prevalent of a deck. But still, it's quite a big nerf. And Flames Hunter might not actually see play. In Wild, I don't use Direwolf Alpha, so I'll probably switch this card with Direwolf Alpha, if nothing else shows up. The third nerf, which is, I think, the most killing. I don't actually own the card, I think, so I have to see it like this. And it's a quality. I'm going to create it. A quality will cost 4 mana. A 2 mana cost increase, which is, in my opinion, insane. I think this is really going to hurt even Shaman and also OTDK Shaman, like with Uther and then the 4 Horsemen. And now the famous board clear combo of a quality consecration costs 8 mana. So Twisting Nether is better because you do not set your health of your minions to 1, but you also deal 2 damage to the hero. But I don't think setting your minions' health to 1 is better than dealing 2 damage. So this could be a major shift in power, and I am also disappointed that wasn't a 1 mana nerf. But I think there was a reason for this, because Odd Paladin exists. And if you don't know, Odd Paladin has a hero power that summons 2 1/1 Silver Hand Recruits. And if you have those Silver Hand Recruits at 1/1, and you play a quality which is 3 mana, which is not going to be, then you can basically destroy them with your 2 mana hero power. You can destroy 2 minions with hero power that costs 2 mana. Which is quite insane. But there are 2 nerfs left. One is to the basic set and one is to an expansion. And the first card that's going to be nerfed, it's actually going to be nerfed for the second time. And it's this card. It's Hunter's Mark, which is going to cost 2 mana. And if you didn't know, this used to cost 0 mana. And Blizzard thought it was at 0 mana too powerful, so they nerfed it to 1. And now it will cost 2, which is basically the same cost as a quality, but of course there are different removals for each class, so that would be okay. The question is this going to really murder Spell Hunter, Secret Hunter? I don't really think so. It's a minor nerf, but still a 3 mana destroy minion with a candle shot. It's still pretty powerful, and I think it's powerful enough to see play in, how we call it, Spell Hunter. But the second nerf is quite a big nerf, if I can get to the card, and it's Emerald Spellstone will cost 6 mana. And there is a statement because it's the only non-basic, non-classic card. The only non-basic or classic card in this round of changes. We want to position Emerald Spellstone as an efficient mid and late game threat, so we are moving its cost up by 1 to reduce its utility as an early game aggressive tempo option. This change, along with the Hunter's Mark change, is aimed at addressing Hunter's prevalence while still leaving it as a viable option. And this nerf, I think, is one of the most suitable nerfs. I play Spell Hunter. You know, kill me if you want to. I don't really care. But I think that 5 mana, 6/6 in stats, and you can still upgrade it, it's a bit too powerful. If you top deck this, you still get 6/6 in stats, and it's a spellstone. While, for example, if you have the Nerfs spellstone, which is the warrior spellstone, it summons 1/5/5 for 7 mana. Basically, if you top deck these, it's going to be a tie, but you paid only 5 mana, and he paid 7. Of course, the later upgrade options are better, but still it's quite different. And that is the only Cobalt's nerf. And that rounds up this round of nerfs. Nerfs are coming on February the 5th. So it's when the new event starts, Lunar New Year. So, if I'm honest, I think that Cold Blood is not going to be used in the meta unless there is a new breed of Tempo Mage with 2 cost spells. But I highly doubt that, because the original Tempo Mage with Kalaseth is not that good now in this meta. Of course, Flametown Totem is quite a big nerf to the wild meta, and also a small nerf to the standard even shaman, but I think this nerf was mostly made for the wild meta. Now, equality, I think, is going to hurt OTK Paladin and maybe even like really like erase it from existence. I don't think it's going to be completely dead, but its win rate will drop quite dramatically. Hunter's Mark and Emerald Spellstone, I think it's going to reduce the effectivity of Hunter, but I don't think it's that bad. We'll see what the meta has to offer. So I'm going to leave this episode here. Hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, share and subscribe, and bye bye.